Good news, everyone.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I see dead people.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
And knowing is half the battle.
What, the deuce?
Must have the precious.
And I'll form the head.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away.
What you talking about, woman?
Wow, infotainment.
Okay, and welcome to a special transmissions extra here. This is an alt mode special for TFcon Los Angeles. I am joined, first of all, with my co-host Charles, aka Big C.
Welcome to Transmissions.
And we are here with a very special guest, the creator and organizer of TFcon, and currently one of the busiest men around, Colin Douglas. How are you, sir?
Good. How's it going? I wanted to be the Big C.
I've been on the show 5 years. I think I have seniority, at least on this podcast.
All right. Well, maybe we can have like a boxing match or something for the title.
I'll pay money to see that. Yeah.
Well, about 2 years ago, I had a boxing match with a 21-year-old. It was a lot of fun.
How'd you do?
It was an exhibition, so he didn't beat me up too bad.
Oh, okay.
But when you're starting to try something like that, it's hard to find guys that are like 40 years old that are getting into boxing, right? So
yeah.
Anyway, so what's this Transformers convention you guys wanted to talk about?
Yeah, we
hope you know a little bit about it.
Yeah,
I heard some rumors.
Well, the last time we saw you, we were in Chicago, and you made this big announcement that got the crowd in a bit of a tizzy. They're all really excited that the TFcon US show is going west. My good sir.
It was pretty funny because I don't think the people in the crowd could have really set me up any better. It was like 4 different people asking, "Oh, when are you going to do a show in California? When are you going to do a show in Los Angeles? When are you going to come out west?" And then at the end, like, "Here you go," and everybody was just like, "What?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was quite the reaction to see, because they were all like, "He's not going to do it. It's never going to happen." "Oh, what? Oh, no, I got to go."
Yeah, one guy at the end, he's like, "How come you didn't like actually physically drop your mic as you walked off the stage?"
Yes, you should have done that.
So yeah, for TFcon USA coming up this March, we've got 7 guests announced within 7 days here.
Oh my gosh, yes, Colin, you guys have been like going crazy with the guests here. You teased it, and you didn't even really mention it in Chicago. It was just placed at the bottom of your graphic there that it was going to be a G1 reunion. And man, so far you're really just, throwing it all out there. So far you've got Alan Oppenheimer, who is no slouch in the the voiceover world. He's known primarily for being Skeletor, but with Transformers, he's Warpath, Sea Spray, Beachcomber, and on top of all of that, I found out recently he's Falcor in Neverending Story.
And a super, super nice guy too. Great guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing him again. Yeah.
Also, Neil Ross is coming back. He's Bone Crusher, Hook, Six Shot, Slag, Point Blank, Springer, and on top of all those Transformer voices, Dusty and Shipwreck from G.I. Joe, Keith and Pidge from the original Voltron, and I just looked up Ace McCloud and Whistler from Centurions. He did a ton of work on Centurions. So it's really great to see him, but he's probably best known for Springer. I think that's probably his best known voice for me anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Michael Bell, an absolute legend in the field. This guy's a delight. I met him a couple of years ago in Toronto.
And again, fantastic guy.
Oh, yeah. He's done the voice for Prowl, Sideswipe, Bombshell, Brainstorm, First Aid, Scrapper, Swoop. Also, Duke in G.I. Joe. And then to top it off, we've got Grouchy, Lazy, and Handy Smurf from the Smurfs. I mean, this guy, his IMDb page, if you printed it out, you'd need a full ream of paper. It's insane. And he shows up to conventions wearing an original Smurfs crew jacket like a boss. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And also now you've also added Paul Eiding. He's really jumped onto the video game aspect of everything with the voiceovers and has really taken off with that. But we know him for Perceptor, and he did a voice for the Quintesson in the 3rd season there.
Yep.
And
Arthur
Burkhart, he's next on the list.
Voice of Devastator in Transformers Generation 1, as as the voice of Destro in G.I. Joe.
That's right.
2 heavy hitters there.
Big time characters. And I was looking up here. He's also Turbo and Copter in GoBots.
Well, a lot of these guys also did the GoBots. You got to give GoBots a love.
Gotta.
We're gonna have to do a GoBot con one time.
This one here, this next one, he's out of left field, man. You guys must have found him out of obscurity here. Michael Horton, his first ever convention, and he's the voice of Chip Chase. Well done, Colin, on finding this one.
Well, you know what? This isn't going to be the last person that's doing a first ever convention appearance at this show.
Oh boy.
And our final announcement for today was Morgan Lofting.
That's right.
Voices of Firestorm and Moonracer in G1, but also voice of the Baroness in G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a lot of G.I. Joe love going on as well. A lot of these guys did both shows, so it's a nice little run between all the 80s programming that we all love.
That's right. I was joking with somebody online today that there's kind of this secret little G.I. Joe convention going on in the background of the Transformers convention.
Yeah, they'll have their own little corner.
Yeah.
All the G.I. Joe love. But that's seven guests in 7 days. So how long do you think I can keep the streak going?
This is incredible. I don't know. I mean, it's based out in L.A. and I'm trying to be logical about it, because all the voiceover guys are out there.
A lot of them are.
I mean, is it outrageous to think that you're going to pull another 3 to 5 more out and just keep it going?
I think it's outrageous to think that I'm only going to have 3 or 4 more out.
Oh, This is quite the show it's shaping up to be.
When I say it's a Generation 1 reunion, I don't think people understand quite exactly what it's going to be yet. And that's why the announcements are coming out so fast and furious here. We've got to set the tone for the show. People need to understand this is going to be the show to end all shows. This is the show that you can't miss. If you're a Transformers fan, this is the 35th anniversary of Transformers. This is in L.A. where all the voice actors live.
Man,
so if you wanna ever go to a Transformers show, if you wanna meet as many people from Generation 1 as possible, this is the show you should be at.
Now, is it outrageous to think that maybe you'll also have other people who are not necessarily voice actors but did other things on the G1 cartoon?
Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch of writers we're going to be announcing as well.
Oh wow, okay.
There's tons of people that wrote for G1 that live out there. Some people that have done TFcons before, but some people that have not. So
wow.
Don't think that I'm just going to be doing voice actors for you guys. It's going to be writers. And you know what? I know you guys love your IDW. There's going to be some IDW love out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So we might actually have to announce that this week just to blow your guys' minds.
Well, yeah, San Diego is just like a 2 or 3 hour drive from Los Angeles, right? So
yeah.
It's
not too hard. This is impressive so far, Colin. I mean, the graphic you used in Chicago, it had it had Optimus and Megatron, which is, I mean, yeah, they're the two biggest characters of the show, but both the actors are out there. I mean, my hope is that it's gonna include Cullen and Welker. I mean, can I push you here? Is it, you gonna give us something, a little taste? Is it maybe have Cullen and Welker?
There's two things that I can't comment on. That's any guest that we haven't announced yet, and any and I won't speculate on where is the next TFcon going to be. Okay. So, like, those are two things. Like, once they're announced, and I really can't say yes, this person is going to be at the show before I've announced it, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to make you guys understand that this is the amount of the people that I've already announced, voice actor wise, is a fraction of the people that are going to be at the show.
Oh, Jesus. So you're saying that if we miss this show, we're just not fans.
Yeah, you're not true fans. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, you know what? We've been doing TFcon on the East Coast for a long time. And I know that people on the East Coast are saying, oh, we've never had Transformers convention before on the actual East Coast. So we were able to do that last year for those guys. Mm-hmm. And now we're at the point where there's a lot of fans that are on the West Coast. And it's great that some people are able to afford to make that trip, but not everybody's in that financial position, right? But, right. There's fans that really would love to have the experience of going to a TFcon. So, you know what? The opportunity arose where we could celebrate the 35th anniversary of Transformers in Los Angeles. So here we are. And if we're going to do it, might as well go all out and make it a huge celebration. Yeah.
It sounds like you're doing it. Now, from previous discussions with you, I know that before you will do a convention at a particular hotel, you personally will go to that hotel and check it out. Is that similar? Did you do that with this place?
Oh yeah, I was there. My wife and I went on a vacation out to L.A. and checked it out.
So can you tell us a little bit about the hotel itself? Because personally, I've never been to L.A. before, so I don't know what the hell they'll expect. Do they get snow there? I'm used to snow.
So I was actually there in March and so it's right around the same time that the show's going to be. And you know what? It was the coolest days. I was wearing a hoodie outside. It was actually very nice, and it was unseasonably cool at that time as well. So no winter jackets, no snow pants. Leave them at home. No boots. It's going to be nice. And the thing for me is, I find at the end of that winter, you just want to go somewhere nice and warm and get away from it all. So it's kind of nice timing for all of us that are a little bit in the more northern part of the country. So it's it'll be nice weather. And, the thing about California is the weather's very consistent, very nice. That's why so many people love living out there. So
right. So
I think it's going to be the weather will be a nice relief from the winter for us when we head down there.
Well, that's fantastic. What about the hotel itself? Did they have like a nice big room? Like we've had some really humongous rooms, some like abnormally large rooms, which are just fantastic. And then we've had some tight, cramped spaces, which are really intimate. And we've had some really nice ones with a really centralized bar. Like, tell us what the hotel kind of feels like.
Well, so the main hotel is where the panel room will be.
Okay.
So and then what we'll do is just outside the tower. That you would go up to the hotel rooms. There's kind of like an outside bar, actually.
Cool.
And depending on the weather, that'll be open. And there's also another bar and restaurant inside. But you just walk outside the hotel, and that's where the convention center location is. and that's where the exhibitor hall will be. So the dealer room, artist alley, registration, and everything else.
Okay.
So everything will be on that side, and that's where the guests will be signing as well.
Cool.
So it's very, very. It's not like you just you walk outside you take about, I don't know, 30 steps, and you're basically over to the convention center. It's like super close to it.
That's cool.
So it's
That's
kind of
really
a self-contained little room. So I always find it's difficult to when you've got an exhibitor room that's really far away from the panel room. This is fairly close. It'll be easy for us to manage to go back and forth.
Okay. Well, that's good. And that I think, if I'm correct, because I haven't been to all the TFcons, but that sounds like it's probably a first. That it's a separate building, but still pretty close.
Yeah, it's a part of the hotel, but it's just they consider that the convention center, right? So
okay.
It's all still part of the hotel. It's the hotel's convention center.
Right on.
So I don't like people to have to travel from a hotel over to a convention center, and being a niche show, it doesn't really make sense either.
Yeah.
We're not renting out like the Staples Center or something, you know, like this is a niche show, and we kind of know what the kind of sizes of rooms that we need for our show. Mm-hmm. So, it's a good sized room. You know,
that's good.
So it should hopefully be the perfect size for what we need. One of the things I'm always concerned about, what if too many people show up, right? But it always works out.
Well, that's fantastic. So this is for mid-March, and this is the convention that's typically would have been held in October. I don't want to speculate, and I don't want you to speculate, and I don't want to ask you where you're going or anything like that. But are you just going to take a break in October then?
Well, I never take a break, man. You know me.
That's true.
I mean, you're saying it's within the realm of possibility we could get 3 TFcons in 2019?
Okay, well, here, let me say this. There's no plans for a TFcon in this fall.
Okay.
So
it'll be a GoBot Con.
Yeah, there you go.
He teased it earlier. I mean,
there you
basically told us.
You heard it here first.
Now, with all these voice actors, is it going to be like a massive script reading at the? There's always usually a script reading on the Saturday. Are we going to have?
Yeah, I was talking to Phil about that, and he's like, and I don't think even Phil really understands the scope of it or how it's going to go, but it's going to be pretty massive. Obviously, not every single person that attends is necessarily going to be able to be part of the script read, but it's going to be probably the most well-attended script read we've ever done. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We always make it work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the names that are on the list right now, and just the idea that you're going to add more fills me with some kind of like anxiety over just you having to plan like panels for all these people. Like, do you put everyone on the same panel? Is it just almost a Herculean effort trying to figure out where they all go, and do you have like different tiers of panels? Oh, my head just aches trying to wrap my head around where you put everyone during the schedule.
Well, and the thing is too, I think it's not really fair to the guests for them to be on a panel with like 9 other people or something, and where are you going to fit those people, right? So
yeah.
I think we'll have to break it down to some sort of themes. Maybe it'll be like certain years or certain series or certain genres, like subgroups or something that makes sense. We'll make it work once I've got the full lineup announced, we'll take a look at what groupings make sense in terms of panels, and then I'll schedule it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause it for the scope of people that are going to be at the show, it'll just be impossible. I don't want more voice actors in the room than there are attendees.
Yeah. Oh, and regardless of at one point you have to get them all together for a picture of some kind.
Yeah, that's something that I was talking about, and it might not be possible for everybody to be there to take a picture of like everybody, but this is, for Transformers fandom, I think this is going to come down to, it's going to be a part of history to get all these guys together again.
Mm-hmm.
And to have them all together and to get that picture, like that's like something that I'm really looking forward to being able to do. If I can get everybody together in one spot and get a picture of them all. And I think, a lot of the guys that are doing the show are really looking forward to seeing people again. So there's a lot of people that never really has spoken to anybody. Like look at Michael Horton, for example, first ever convention appearance. Like he hasn't talked to any of these guys in a long time.
No.
Sure, there's guys like Neil Ross and Alan Oppenheimer and Mike Bell. They do the convention circuit, so they know each other, right? And they do shows together, so it's fine for them. They're able to talk to their peers and their friends, and they're still able to interact with them. But there's a lot of people they haven't seen in probably decades.
Yeah.
So for them all to be able to get together, I think is something really special and something I'm really happy to be able to mitigate for them as well. And for the fans, for them, for me to be able to see it all, I think it's going to be a really great sense of satisfaction in the end once we're able to accomplish all this.
Mm-hmm. Is there a moment during any of the TFcons where you're able to sit back and take the organizer brain away and just enjoy it for a moment as a fan?
Man, I don't even, most conventions, I don't even buy anything from the dealer room because I'm just like, I can't really, it's hard for me to make that switch in my brain, to be honest. Sometimes, like, how we have the one-day shows in Toronto, the toy expos, and usually at the end of that show, I'm maybe able to go around and pick up a couple things for myself or whatever. But I just have that's not my focus. I just can't really, I have a hard time thinking of as a fan when I'm doing that, these shows. It's just, it's hard to explain. It's just not the way my brain is thinking.
No, I get it. You're focused on your job, right? And yeah. I would encourage you to, at least in LA, to just take a moment just to stand back and understand what you did, after this is all, it's all done and you see what people are enjoying. And if you are bringing in all the talent that you're saying you are, this is shaping up to be one hell of a show, Colin. And you should be commended on it.
I appreciate that. Well, hopefully, Evan always records the shows, all the panels and everything. So even though I'm not able to watch the panels and see all the interactions with the people, I might catch like 5-10 minutes at a time at the most before I need to go off to somewhere else. I really love the fact that it's been archived for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So, when I'm an old man and none of us are interested in going to Transformers conventions anymore, at least we'll have that footage and we'll be able to watch that and remember everything that's happened.
Yeah. No, it's true. I know Charles is aching to ask about comic book guests.
Well, I think I can ask, but I guess that we're not going to get any answers until they're announced. Is that right?
Well, it's true. If you're going to say, "Hey, is Joe Blow coming to the show?" I'm not going to be able to say, "Yes, he's coming to the show." But will it make you happy, Big C, if I announce a comic book guest tomorrow for you?
That would be awesome. Yeah.
All right.
If I can, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but I do know that Livio Remendelli lives in L.A. So
yeah, that's true. He does, yeah. Have you met him before?
I have met him. So he's been at a couple TFcons before.
He
so
has, yeah.
One question I was curious why you decided to put it in the spring rather than the fall. Was it kind of to get separation from the I guess the HasCon, or I mean, because this also kind of puts a little pressure on you with just I guess 5 or 6 months between the last TFcon and this one. So I'm just wondering if that's put some more pressure on you, or if there's another reason.
Well, you know what? I work great under pressure, so I don't mind one bit. Yeah, there's other things going on in the fall, right? So I think that as much as it might be kind of a quick little too soon for some people in terms of travel or whatever, and I can appreciate that. But at the same time, this opportunity came out during this time frame, so just kind of had to jump on it. Mm-hmm. So sorry for all those people who are hoping to go to TFcon this fall, but hopefully we'll make it up to you.
Yeah, I'm sure people are excited. I mean, you can't please everyone, so you gave a lot of people what they were asking for going to the West Coast, and so I'm sure a bunch of other people are disappointed, but they'll be okay for the next time, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that a lot of people from the California area have not been able to attend a Transformers convention for quite a few years. I think the last one was 2014.
Yeah.
Out in L.A. So that's 5 years. That's going to be a long time, right? Where meanwhile we've had TFcon Chicago, DC, Charlotte, Chicago, as well as all the Toronto shows. So there's lots of opportunities for people in the East Coast kind of area, North continent, where the opposite side of the country is not getting any love, right? So we'll try to spread the wealth a little bit.
Yep, definitely.
Right on. I don't have anything else. I mean, I want to speculate and talk your brain off, about all the possibilities about what's to come. But I know I'm just going to get shot down constantly. But I'm super excited about the convention. It's coming up fast. I'm excited to see who you've got coming up on the list. There are some really interesting names that come to mind as possibilities that I would love to see come up on your list. I'm excited. It's an interesting place to go. I've never been, so March.
See you in March.
All right, and thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thanks so much. Eh? All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will be pleasantly surprised in the upcoming weeks.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.